There are a number of techniques from which we separate constituent particles. But what is electrophoresis then? Is it just filtration? In filtration also we separate. तो वो तो इसमें सेल होता है, उसमें भी होता है. Yes? अरे वो तो इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल होता है. मूवमेंट ऑफ चार्ज पार्टिकल्स थ्रू एन इलेक्ट्रिक, हाँ इलेक्ट्रोलाइट, दैट इज इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल. 12th में पढ़ के आता सर. What is the exact definition? Electrophoresis I am asking. What is the exact definition of electrophoresis? अब बोलो. बैठो रहो, बैठो रहो. हाँ. Yes. Yes. By application of? Yes. Not exactly electricity. एक और refined term होता है. क्या होता है? Electricity and potential difference are one and the same thing. क्या फर्क होता है? चलो फिजिक्स ही पढ़ लो. What is the difference between common charge and electricity and potential difference? Potential difference occurs between a open circuit, like a tap which is closed, connected to a water tank, and when the circuit is closed, that is moving charge or electricity or current. Separation of constituent particles by application of electric field, okay, through a constituent medium. This is called electrophoresis. Okay? Have you seen the apparatus of electrophoresis? No. Try to consult books, not YouTube videos. There is a reason we still write research papers and we do not make YouTube videos. आई बात समझ? Father of electrophoresis, Arne Tiselius. You had to make notes of this whole PPT, whichever the important points you find. Okay? Because this is a very, very, very important topic. It has a wide variety of clinical application. What are its clinical application? Where it can be applied clinically? What we are going to learn? Number 1 is introduction, second is principle, factors affecting, conventional electrophoresis, general operation, technical and practical consideration, and types of electrophoresis. Now, how many types of electrophoresis you have heard? Gel electrophoresis and बस ठीक है, आज और बताएंगे. Introduction. Electrophoresis is the migration of charged particles or molecules in a medium under the influence of applied electric field. The most simple definition you can memorize. Okay? Anions are positively charged or negatively charged?
Negatively charged.
Negatively charged. And cations? This is the most important thing you have to remember. Okay? What? Please repeat after me. The rate of migration of an ion in electric field depends on the factors. Number 1. All of these have to be remembered by heart because this is the core of electrophoresis. On these 7 or 8 or 6, on these 6 principles, there are 1 or 2 minor more. If I remember, I'll tell you at the relevant time. These 6 are major. These only affect the electrophoresis. Yes. सब बताएंगे अभी. Supporting medium, buffer सब लिख लो. What is the meaning of net charge of a molecule? Yes. What is the property of charge? Charge की क्या property होती है? Yes. Number 1, charge is quantified. And number 2, charges are additive. One positive will cancel one negative. So if there are 100 positive ions and 101 negative ions, the molecule will have one net negative. Okay? ये मत बोलना पॉजिटिव अट्रैक्ट नेगेटिव है, सबको पता. क्या यार, फिजिक्स भी अभी पर छोड़ी होगी यार. मैं तो कभी फिजिक्स में पास नहीं हुआ तो भी अभी तक याद है. This is the conventional electrophoresis apparatus. Okay, see this. This is the power source. What kind of power source we would be using? Why? Not the flow of current. Not exactly. What was there in the definition? Yes? Direction of electric field will remain constant. Because under whose influence the charges are moving? Electric field. So in AC, the direction reverses as per the frequency. But in DC, it's a constant value and in a same direction. What is the formula for force experienced? कितनी होती है force? Yes? No. Under an electric field by a charged particle. Okay? Direction of the force in which it is moving will be decided by electric field. So let's break it down even further. What is force? Mass into acceleration. And what is acceleration? कुछ यही होता है ना. I think we write acceleration like this only. This would be equal to QE. So the velocity gained or lost will be equivalent to the direction of the electric field. That is why DC supply is required. Okay? It is asked in Viva that why we use DC. This one is the wick and these are the electrolyte solution. And this is the gel slab on which the separation actually takes place. Okay, this upper one is the gel slab. These are the electrodes. See, one electrode is connected to each chamber. So, the flow of the electric field or the electric current will have to pass through this, through the upper chamber. Buffer, very important component. First one is, which one? Which is the first component we use in electrophoresis? It is buffer. The buffer in electrophoresis has two-fold purpose. Carry the applied electrical current and they set the pH at which electrophoresis is carried out. So far we say that we apply electric field and current is set up. But who actually carries the current in electrophoresis? That is the buffer solution. If the separation is taking on at this layer na, buffer will be applied upon this. Buffer is applied over this, and this one is called the support media, which you were asking. This one is called the support media. Why optimum pH is required? Why optimum pH is required? Because the other function of buffer is that they set the pH at which electrophoresis is carried out. What does it mean? Because as per pH, charges on biomolecules also vary. The best example is, you have heard of isoelectric pH of amino acids. At different pH, they have different charges. And when they have different charges, they have different mobility in electric field. Okay? Thus, they determine type of charge on solute, extent of ionization of solute, electrode towards which the solute will migrate. Okay? Who is determining all these things? The buffer solution. The buffer solution. So, what is the function of buffer? There are two important functions. Number one, they carry the electric current, or they set up the electric field for separation. And number two, they maintain the optimum pH required for separation. See, a small example is given here. Every amino acid has its own specific isoelectric point. What is the isoelectric point? What is the isoelectric point? What is the isoelectric point for an amino acid? pH at which it has zero charge or zero net charge. Okay? All proteins have their own isoelectric point. Like pre-albumin, it is also a blood protein. You only say albumin, globulin, fibrinogen. Pre-albumin is also a blood protein, important. Pi is, for pre-albumin is 4.7. For albumin it is 4. And gamma globulins 7.3. You don't have to remember this, it's just for sake of an example. So if you want to separate pre-albumin, albumin and gamma globulins, what will you do? You maintain the pH or isoelectric point of these two, which is close, 4.7, 4.9, okay? What will happen when you apply the electric field at pH 4.8? These two will have no net charge. Charge on them will be practically zero. So coming back to this formula, when you apply the electric field, since there is zero charge, will they experience any force? So there will be no movement. But gamma globulins will be having some charge, because their isoelectric point is 7.3. Hence, they will move towards the other end and hence will get separated. Okay? So, that is the mechanism by which electrophoresis takes place. Commonly used buffers, you have to write it down and remember at least two of them. At least. Have a close look at that. Most of them are either close to neutrality or slightly alkaline. None of them is acidic.
Any two.
लिखो सारे, याद कोई भी दो कर लो. आज के लिए इतना ही बहुत है. What is the function of buffer solution used? What are the function of buffer solutions? They carry the electric current and they set the pH. The electric current carried is used or utilized in separation. Okay? And why optimum pH is required? Why optimum pH is required? To maintain or set isoelectric points. Okay? Apart from isoelectric points, you can say one more thing, that at certain pH, certain molecules denature. समझ आई बात? At acidic pH, some molecules may get denatured, which is not desirable. in alkaline pH, certain other molecules might get denatured. So that is also not desired. So we maintain an optimum pH at which the process is carried out smoothly.
Sir, please जल्दी आओ.
Yes. सी बात के तो पैसा सारे भाई. If you remember any two of these buffers, that would be more than enough. But you have to write down each and every one. Phosphate buffer number 1 is the most easy to remember, around 7, close to neutrality. Then there is stress glycerine buffer TG, more than 8.5. Lithium borate buffer around 8.6. It is also easy. Write it down quickly. It's a long lecture. You have already wasted half an hour. Now, the next component, first one was buffer. The next one is supporting medium. What was the function of buffer? It carries the electric field and maintains the optimum pH. Now, what is the function of supporting medium? Let's see. Supporting medium is a matrix in which the protein separation actually takes place. Read it again. First line. Supporting medium is a matrix in which the protein separation actually takes place. So we see that movement now, that some particles have, or some polypeptides or nucleotides have moved far ahead. The heavier ones remained a relatively low distance. That actually is happening on supporting medium. Like this we see now. Somewhat like this, the lighter ones moves forward, covering more distance, while the heavier ones stays back a bit. So that's all is happening on support media. Separation is based on charge and mass of protein, depending on the pore size of the medium. One more factor. I told you that there are one or two more factors. Write it down. Depending on the pore size of the medium. Depending on the pore size of, there were 6 factors which were affecting the mobility, which you have read earlier. This one is also important, depending on the pore size of the medium. Which medium? Support medium.
This can
Various types of separation, either on slab or capillary form. This is the slab one. We also perform electrophoresis in capillary. That is in the later half of the PPT. आज कोई कहीं नहीं जाएगा. Properties of support medium. This one is very important. What should be the properties of an ideal support medium? Chemically it should be inert. Why? Why it has to be inert? Yes, very good. What is the main function of support medium? Actual separation is taking place on that. Okay? Now let us suppose I am separating 2 polypeptides, or I am assessing a polypeptide on that, and it is reacting with the support medium. Will it be of any use for me? It can form bond with that. It can affect the mobility. So it should be inert. Availability, easy. It should be easily available. Electrical conductivity should be high. Adsorptivity low. Your all electrical gadgets will be confiscated if you take them out one more time without permission. They will not be returned. You have to write down this damn table. What is the meaning of adsorptivity? What is adsorption? there should be low adsorption of the separating particle on the medium. It should not get attached to that. Okay. Sieving effect desirable. Sieving effect should be desirable. Do you know what a sieve is? In Hindi we say छन्नी, जिससे चाय छानते हैं. Okay. Sieving effect should be desirable. If we want a fine sieving effect, it should be able to give that. If we want a very coarse, very rough sieving effect, it should also be acceptable to that. Transparency high, electroendosmosis should be low. Yes? Control. These are not much important. Like toxicity low, it is not required. Preparation should be easy. These are just the main properties are these one. The electrical conductivity, adsorbity and sieving effect. But you have to write each and every one down. Look up. Examples, write it down. Number one is, these are the examples of supporting medium. Number one is starch gel. Number two, cellulose acetate. Number three, agarose. And number four, polyacrylamide gel. Polyacrylamide gel. All these are very important. Very important. Name two buffers. Examples of two buffers. pH and क्यों नहीं याद किए? भारी भारी क्यों याद करना? Why are you overloading her? Simple lithium borate buffer. Examples of support media are relatively easy to remember. Say these all four aloud. Number one, and what are the properties of support media? What is the one basic difference between a buffer and support media in terms of their function? अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं, what is the function of buffer and what is the function of support media? What is one basic difference between the two?
Protein separation takes place in
Support medium, not exactly protein separation, DNA, RNA separation. Separation takes place on that. Separation takes place on support media. Separation takes place on support media. And the force which actually separate the constituents, it is carried by the buffer solution, the electric field or the current. Now, why I am emphasizing a lot on this? Because in Viva, I have seen a number of times that examiner just slightly tightens you and you confuse the support media with buffer. Types of electrophoresis. There are two types of electrophoresis. Number one is zone electrophoresis and number two is moving boundary electrophoresis. So what are the two types of electrophoresis? Number one is zone electrophoresis and second one is moving boundary electrophoresis. You were asking about that capillary one, na? See, it is in the moving boundary. We'll read it later. Zone electrophoresis. Example one. Number one, paper electrophoresis. Number two, Gel electrophoresis. Number 3, cellulose acetate electrophoresis. Number 4, isoelectric focusing. And number 5, immunoelectrophoresis. For moving boundary electrophoresis, number 1 is capillary electrophoresis. And this one is isotachophoresis. Isotachophoresis is mainly concerned at PG level and research level like PhD and all that. So, we will not teach you. At undergraduate level, whatever things are important, I will personally make them highlighted that you have to write at least these things down. Because for PG level and research level, this is the starting point that you had to know at least this much, only then you can proceed forward. What is this figure which is here? This is paper electrophoresis, which is an example of zone electrophoresis. It is resembling like a which one? Yes, it is somewhat like electrochemical cell. एक rough paper दो. Give me a rough sheet of paper. This one. Now, how this paper electrophoresis actually works, I'll tell you. Again, DC power supply. Remember one thing, that power supply, we use DC, but that is also monitored as per analyte. Why? The DC is also monitored as per analyte. Do you know why?
To control the electric field.
No, that too I agree. But you can argue, na, sir, that if we apply 5000 volts, the process would be so quick. Because I think you must be aware that standard electrophoresis takes around 10-12 hours, or even the modern one takes 2-3 hours. Okay, it's kind of slow process. Why we do not apply that high amount of electricity? Because under influence of excessive electricity, even the analyte molecules can break down. They can get denatured also, or some other reactions can occur. Not with the analytes, even support media also can get burned. There can be electrolysis beginning in the buffer. The buffer can get electrolyzed, rendering it useless. Now, see, in both the tanks we have, for paper electrophoresis we have electrolyte. This is the important part. This is kind of this paper strip. I am using a rough paper, but what kind of paper is used? Anyone? Yes, it's a filter paper, but it has a specific name. Yes? No, blotting paper. What means filter paper? What means filter paper? This is the supporting medium. This one, it is the supporting medium. Why it is the supporting medium? Because the separation will take place on this. What we actually do, that we prepare the buffer and we dip this hole in that, so that it is well soaked in buffer solution. Then at reference point, we load the analyte here. Like this. It is loaded at the initial point. This can be anything, DNA, RNA, protein, anything. Okay? It is loaded like this. After this one is a relatively slow process. I think it takes around 10 hours, so I think it takes. After complete run, you see things like this. you see separate lines which have moved. Okay, this is how paper electrophoresis takes place. This is also under the influence of an electric field, and the support media here is Wattmann's filter paper, and the buffer which we have already written. Any one of that can be used or applied. Is paper electrophoresis clear? Any doubts? Please do not proceed further until and unless each and everything is clear. Yes?
Sir, is it a slow process?
Yes, it's a slow process.
Takes around how much?
In next slide, I will tell you. I think it takes 10-12 hours. Why it is a slow process? Why it is a slow process? Think. Yes. Yes, very good. Paper is not known to conduct electricity. That is why we are dipping this setup in buffer. That is why this whole setup is dipped in buffer. And what is the primary function of buffer? It carries the electric current or electric field. Understood? And the separation is taking place, see. The separation is taking place on paper, which is our support media. Any other query? Yes? Why we do not use high electricity? We avoid using very high value of electricity. बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं use करनी है. We use optimum voltage. Because at high voltages, the apparatus can get damaged. Forget what will happen to the analytes. The apparatus can itself go boom. Now, filter paper such as Wattmann's number 1 and number 3 millimeter and number 3 in strip of 3 or 5 centimeter wide have been used. Separation takes 12 to 14 hours. It's a very slow process. Which Wattmann filter paper is used? Number 1. Wattmann's number 1. There are coding for that also. Like Wattmann number 1, 2, it is different coding for that. Advantages. It is economical. Why it is economical? What are actually things required? A piece of Wattmann paper, 2-3 rupees, and a DC power supply which is available in each and every lab. Is there any special equipments required? No, na? Cheap, and it is easy to use. So these are its basic advantages. Now, disadvantages. Certain compounds such as proteins, hydrophilic molecules, important, hydrophilic molecules. Example, which one are the hydrophilic molecules? Please remember one. क्या नींद आ रही है? Bedroom है क्या? Please remember one thing, that paper has one important property. I think you must have read that in surface chemistry, that hydrophilic molecules can form loose bonds, and if they have a hydrogen attached to electronegative atom, they form hydrogen bonds with paper also. That is why it is written here, hydrophilic molecules. So separation of hydrophilic molecules become difficult in paper electrophoresis. Okay, cannot be resolved properly. What is the meaning of resolved here? What is the meaning of resolved here? Yes? Yes, very good. The meaning of resolved here, that they are not properly resolved, means that the separation is not clear, not distinct, they are overlapping. Like one analyte is overlapping over another. if they are properly or well separated, that means we say the resolution is good. Like in your cameras, you see ना, इसका resolution बहुत अच्छा है. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? The picture is very clear. Even the minute details are visible. And why this is required? Because I told you that there are not just 4 proteins, for example in blood or in serum. Which protein is not present in serum? अच्छा चलो ये बताओ पहले. Fibrinogen. So apart from albumin, globulin and prothrombin, there are 1,000 other proteins circulating. Okay? And their masses are comparable. So if you are separating a certain analyte, all those will come into picture. So the resolution should be good. Only then the result will matter. Okay? Gel electrophoresis, important one. Paper electrophoresis clear? What are the disadvantages of paper electrophoresis? Electroendosmosis, and the main one is resolution is not good, time consuming. Time consuming and not suitable for hydrophilic substances. 2 things we had to make immediate answers. Number one is why the disadvantages for paper electrophoresis. Resolution not good and not suitable for hydrophilic substances. Now, who will explain what is gel electrophoresis? This is a known topic. What is gel electrophoresis? Who will tell me what is gel electrophoresis? What is gel electrophoresis? So far we have completed paper electrophoresis, which was under the heading zone electrophoresis. It was a type of zone electrophoresis. Now what is gel electrophoresis?
So it's a process where DNA fragments are separated. It's a process where DNA fragments are separated. Separated fragments.
पेपर पे नहीं होगा, पेपर पे भी हो जाएगा.
We support medium as we use gel as support medium instead of
Yes,
agar
वो बाद में देखें. Yes. How paper electrophoresis is different from gel electrophoresis? Because in gel electrophoresis, our support media is agarose gel or whichever gel we are preferring. And in paper electrophoresis, what is our support media?
what means
Which is our support media? Workman's filter paper, number 1 and 3, depending the requirement. Yadav ji, DNA is positively charged or negatively charged? जिसने आंसर दिया इनके बिहाफ पे, उसकी एब्सेंट लग जाएगी, मैं इनको प्रेजेंट दे दूंगा. नेगेटिवली चार्ज. Why DNA is negatively charged? Why DNA is negatively charged? Who will answer why DNA is negatively charged except you? Why DNA is negatively charged? Yes? Yes, very good. What are the constituents of DNA? Nucleotide. And what are the constituents of nucleotide? Number one, nitrogenous base. Number 2, pentose sugar. And number 3, phosphate group. And phosphate has how many negative charge? PO4 3 negative. PO4 3 negative. That is why DNA is negatively charged. At my last lecture in enzymes, in clinical enzymology, someone has said arsenic related to heavy metal poisoning. है ना? अच्छा आप थे? Do you know how arsenic is poisonous?
It causes some relaxations in psychosis.
Now, what is the actually harming effect of arsenic? No. How it actually harms? At what level? You know? Yes?
These strains are DNA.
It is related to DNA.
These strains are bond
नहीं, but it is related to DNA. At least you have had the correct address. You just had to give the letter to the appropriate person. I'll tell you. DNA has nitrogenous base. Okay? DNA has nitrogenous base. Be it purine, pyrimidine, anything. Nitrogen comes from which family? क्या गोत्र है उसका? Group 15. And just below nitrogen is phosphorus, and below it arsenic. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Do you know what actually happens? Arsenic replaces nitrogen in DNA because its chemical and physical properties are similar. And this causes the toxicity. Our life is carbon and nitrogen based, not arsenic based. That is why knowledge of chemistry is very important. Okay? This causes the toxicity. अच्छा, arsenic heavy metal होता नहीं? तो बता. Usually the transition elements in the DNF block are considered heavy. Okay. Now coming back to gel electrophoresis. Separation is brought about through molecular sieving technique. Through molecular sieving technique. In Hindi, molecular छन्नी. Molecular छन्नी से छान रहे हैं सेपरेट करने के लिए. ये देखिए, based on molecular sizes of substances. Gel material acts as molecular sieve. Gel material acts as molecular sieve. Gel is a colloid in solid form. 99% is water. 99% is water. It is important that support media is electrically neutral. Again, the same thing is repeated here. Support media should be electrically neutral. Why? No, this point is not repeated. If it is written here, I must have added, because I have to tell you one more important point. Why? Why support media should be electrically neutral? Let us say support media has a positive charge, net positive charge, and we are separating DNA on that, on support media, which is negatively charged. Separation will be affected or not? Yes. Yes, that's what I am saying. It will be affected. The rate will be affected. And let us assume that support media is negatively charged and we are separating DNA. Then, even then also the rate will be affected. Because there will now be a force of repulsion. That is why support media has to be neutral. Electrically neutral. पूरी बात बोलिए. Different types of gel which can be used are, please write it down and repeat after me, are agar and agarose. Third one is and poly. These are also the example of support media. These are also examples of support media. Written? Agarose gel. A linear polysaccharide made up of repeat unit of agaroribinose. ये लिखने की, you do not have to write all these things, okay? Unit of galactose and 3,6-N-hydrogalactose. It is just for a reference. This is important. Used in concentration as 1% and 3%. In what concentration agarose gel is used? 1% and 3%. I'll tell you what's the uses. The gelling properties are attributed to both inter and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. How the gel is prepared? By the gelling properties are attributed to, किसकी वजह से gelling properties आ रही है? Inter and intramolecular hydrogen bonds. The pore size is controlled by percent of agarose gel. The pore size is controlled by percent of agarose gel. So 1% will give you larger pores and 3% will give you smaller pores. So this is how molecular sieving effect is achieved. Okay, 1% solution of agarose will give you large wide pores, while 3% solution will give you smaller pores. And this is how separation takes place through molecular sieving technique. Larger pore size are found with lower concentration and vice versa. Purity of agarose is based on number of sulfate concentration. Lower the concentration, higher is the purity. This is not important. This one is the most important point. So how the agarose gel is prepared? Understood? As solution concentration of 1% and 3%. 3% will have smaller pores as compared to 1%. And the gelling properties are due to intra and intermolecular hydrogen bonds. हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड से इतनी बढ़िया चीजें कहीं भी घुसा दो, कुछ नहीं आ रहा बोल दो हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड. कितने हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड होते हैं डीएनए में? हाउ मेनी हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स आर देयर इन डीएनए? अरे कितने कितने हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स बनते हैं डीएनए में? एडेनिन और थाइमिन के बीच में कितने होता है? C ट्रिपल बॉन्ड G, A डबल बॉन्ड T. कौन सा मुश्किल होता तोड़ने के लिए? Which one is tougher to break? है? ये मुश्किल होता है. We say that there is equal probability that the fetus will be a boy or a girl. है ना? It is related to electrophoresis. I'll explain. Is it actually equal probability that there will be a boy or a girl? No. Which one is more probable, boy or girl? Girl. No. Probability of boy is more. Why? Why? The fetus will be a boy has a higher probability than why? That male child has a higher probability for fertilization. Yes.
Due to the Y chromosome is smaller than the X chromosome, so might be the Y.
Yes, excellent answer. Y chromosome is lighter as compared to X chromosome. Y chromosome is lighter. It is the one of the smallest chromosome. It will have the highest mobility. What we are reading in electrophoresis, listen, what we are reading in electrophoresis, the lighter the molecule, the farther it will travel. Similarly, it is the case with fertilization. इसीलिए लड़के की पैदा होने की probability ज़्यादा होती है. Y chromosome, how many genes are there on Y chromosome? As far as I remember, I think it is. Please check it, but I think it is 102. Please check it. I am not confirm on this. And what is the other name for Y chromosome? I think embryology has also started now. What is the other name for Y chromosome? Holendric chromosome. Holendric chromosome. These are very nasty points you require in embryology. But coming back to here, advantages and disadvantages of gel electrophoresis. And gel electrophoresis is another type of. अब चुपचाप बैठ जाए. Yes, zone electrophoresis. Advantages: easy to prepare and small concentration of agar is required. Resolution is superior to that of filter paper. Resolution is superior to that of Filter paper. That means separation takes not lesser time. It is more distinct. Yes. As compared to filter paper or paper chromatography. Large quantities of proteins can be separated and recovered. It absorbs proteins relatively less when compared to other mediums. Adsorption of proteins is also less. Sharp zones are obtained due to less adsorption. I'll tell you what sharp zones are mean. Disadvantages. Resolution is less compared to polyacrylamide gels. Different sources and batches of agar tend to give different results and purification is often necessary. This one ना? तुम लिखा नहीं अभी तक? बहुत बढ़िया. Sometimes what happen, you run 2-3 batches of different stains of different proteins all together, but the quality of agar is not maintained equally in all 3 batches, so result might differ a bit. But in certain cases, a small variation of result can lead to complete disaster. So to control the quality in this one is a bit tricky or tough. These are the disadvantages of gel electrophoresis. Solid state, initial gel, and this is the gel structure. Gel structure, okay? What is this? Pore. This is the pore. This one is the pore. Pore size or the gelling effect is due to it is inversely proportional to concentration, but it is due to intra and intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Now, this one is the practical apparatus. Pay good attention here. This one is the electrophoretic chamber or slab. You see those slot there? Slot or comb? We'll see what its function is. This one is called the casting tray. This one is called the casting tray. Now we apply tape on these open ends, okay? We apply tape on these open ends. Why we apply tape? We can have a complete boundary, na? But why we apply tapes? I'll tell you later. What are we pouring here? This one is the agarose solution, and agarose solution is a support media or buffer? Support media. So what we are preparing initially? Support media. See, this one is called the comb. This one is called comb. This one is called comb, or to create wells. When we have poured the whole support media here, what we apply, we fit it into these grooves. We fit this into these grooves, and when the gel is solidified, we gently take it out. So what happens, there are grooves in the support media where sample is loaded. Okay. See, with micropipette we are loading sample in this. What is this? This is support media. As you see, the tape has been removed. Okay, the tape has been. For practical application, we require only 2 sides boundary for proper operation of this. So we apply tape. It is available with that, and after that, this whole setup is filled with buffer. With buffer. Aaya samajh? With buffer and connected to power supply. And our setup is ready. Step 1. Which one is the step 1? We take the casting tray and apply tape on that to cover the open ends. Okay. Second one, we add agarose solution, which is our supporting medium. Number 3, we put comb into that. Comb for creating casting wells or grooves or where sample is being loaded. After setting of the gel, we gently removes this, because in liquid state, so we can easily put it. Once it has settled down, we can easily take that out. And a fine casting wells are created on which we will load the sample like this with micro pipette. Anyone has seen micro pipette? No? Most of you have not seen. That means तुम देखिए तेरा दिन खराब है आज. Once the sample is loaded, the final step is we apply or we pour in the buffer solution. यादव जी, buffers के example बताओ. What are the example of buffer? No one else will help. Phosphate buffer. And number 2? That one. My favorite one, the lithium borate buffer. At least remember 2 buffers, at least, okay? Not all of them are required, but at least remember 2. Because the phosphate one is the most easy. Examiner will immediately ask, tell me the other one. So your answer should be ready. There is a reason I am asking you to remember 2. This is how it actually looks. The result of gel electrophoresis. But does it actually looks like this?
It's in the X-ray.
After completion of this process, it is not exactly like that. We use certain visualizing reagents or dyes is applied on that. After that it is visible, okay? Not immediately. क्योंकि DNA आँख से देखना होता तो वैसे ही देख लेते, इतना तामझाम क्यों करना? सही बात है कि नहीं? See, what is this? This one is standard. Where you have heard standard? Standard इससे पहले कहाँ सुना और? Where you have heard standard before? Heat coagulation test. The control is also called as standard. Okay? We tend to say it control, but it can also be termed as standard. Okay? So this one is standard or control. You can also write it as control. What is written here? This is 10,000. This is 10,000 what? Yes, this is 10,000 base pair. Then this is 5,000 base pair. Then and this one is, so this base pair is, how many base pairs does this nucleotide have? Nucleotide chain 100. So whichever one will coincide on this one, they will have 100 base pairs. So that is how result is estimated. That is how. We do not get any random ideas that, okay, this one is smaller, so how many base pair does it have? We compare it with control or standard. Like this one, how many base pair does it have? Around 1000. These are the heavier ones. See, how many base pair does it have? Around 4000. So that is how the result is visualized and base pairs are calculated for DNA, RNA. Okay? Any doubts? Anyone? Should I explain it again? After applying proper dyes on this or visualizing agents, we compare the result with standard, which is a preset value already prepared in lab. Like this much distance is covered by 1000 base pair. If this much distance is covered here, this must have, number 6 must have 1000 base pairs. If it is going even farther, let's say here, you find it here, compare it with this one. This must have 500 base pairs. That's how base pairs are calculated. Am I clear? Clear? Any doubts? You should always remember this figure for your reference point. Okay? So far we know that in gel electrophoresis that this one is smaller, this one has 100 base pairs, but how it is calculated? By comparing it with standard. ऐसे हवा में नहीं बोल देना. Done? अंदर रख लीजिए. This one is important. This one is the clinical application. What is SPEP? SPEP. Serum protein electrophoresis. Serum protein electrophoresis. Okay. Now what is this A and B? See these bands. These are the result of electrophoresis of A and B. We have run electrophoresis of sample A and sample, and we have received these bands. See, here we have run electrophoresis of 8 bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Marked as 8. And this is the result we have got, okay? Similarly, here also we have run the electrophoresis of sample A and sample B. And we have got the bands here or the results. What is this band? Which one is this band? This one is albumin. This one is alpha 1. This one is for alpha 2. Then this one is the monoclonal component. The in result it has come, okay? In result it has come as a monoclonal component. These are blood proteins. Yeah? Acha, हाँ. These are blurred because the actual results looks like this. हाँ, this is the actual image. This is the actual image. So being a clinical technician and a clinical biochemist is not an easy task. A small error and gone. This one is the monoclonal component. Now see, there is one more way to visualize the result using densitometer. This result is plotted like this. Plotted like this using densitometer. This is normal serum protein electrophoresis. You see this one? This is the albumin peak. This is a thick band here. See? This one is a thick band. So it has a high peak. Then there is alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2 and gamma. Different peaks. Such a graph of electrophoresis would look normal. If this comes like that of a patient, that means the patient is normal. But see, here is a M spike indicating some clinical pathology. So this is the clinical application of gel electrophoresis. That is how diagnosis is done. Memorize this graph by your heart. This one. Okay? And this one is the most important. I have shared a few pathologies here that how they differ from the normal graph in electrophoresis. See, delayed response pattern. This part is elevated. See, here after the albumin peak, it is relatively going downhill and it is flattening out. Right? But here, see, it has a more elevated peak. In nephrotic syndrome, see, in nephrotic syndrome, in nephrotic syndrome, what is happening? There is one large albumin peak. Then there is no significant peak in the pattern. But what is happening in nephrotic syndrome? After this albumin peak, there is one big more peak, which is not normal. This is the normal pattern. Okay? Then there is hepatic cirrhosis. See, a very large and blunt pattern. Hepatic cirrhosis. These all are the result of electrophoresis. Okay? Of electrophoresis. Visualized under densitometer. Visualized under densitometer. What is written there? Hypogammaglobulinemia. This gamma peak is absent. See? The gamma peak is absent. Protein losing enteropathy. Flattening of this curve. See? Protein losing enteropathy. And paraprotein monoclonal gammopathy. See? Endless peak. So this pattern is observed in electrophoresis when different pathologies are analyzed. Like a sample for nephrotic syndrome would look like this. Hepatic cirrhosis would look like this. And protein losing enteropathy and immediate response pattern, paraprotein. Okay? This is the clinical application. Just like X-ray. Like we see at X-ray, CT, MRI. A pattern is observed, na? Similarly is like that. Actual result is like this. On the support media, the actual pattern is this one. Or you can say this one, once visualized. But we cannot analyze it clinically. So what we use another instrument. The densitometer. To visualize it in this graphical pattern, which makes it easier to assess. Okay, so this finishes with gel electrophoresis. Now which one is the next? Polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Here the support media will become polyacrylamide gel. Frequently referred to as PAGE. Full form? Polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Cross-linked polyacrylamide gel are formed from the polymerization of monomer. No need to write all these things, okay? The main point is this one. Made in concentration between which one? 3 to what? 3 to 30%? Acrylamide. Low percentage has large pore size and vice versa. Previously, what was the concentration levels in gel electrophoresis? What concentration we were using? 1% and 3%. Here we are using. So what is the first difference between gel electrophoresis and PAGE? Concentration. Okay? Only this point is relevant. This is the reaction. I have given it here just to tell you that the gel is formed by a free radical mechanism. Nothing important. SDS PAGE, a modification of PAGE, polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. It is a modification of that. What is the full form of SDS? Sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Sodium dodecyl sulfate polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, most widely used method for analyzing protein mixture quantitatively. Why proteins? Anyone? The earlier gel electrophoresis or paper electrophoresis was basically used for separation of nucleic acids. Examples of nucleic acid. हाँ जी आप. What are the example of nucleic acids? कोई नहीं बोलेगा. इनसे पूछा था. हाँ जी इनसे आगे जो है. हाँ जी हाँ. Now give the examples of RNA. तो आपके परम मित्र ने पीछे से मदद कर दी. And बस 3 ही पढ़े. HNRNA होता है, SRNA नहीं होता, SNRNA होता है. And और पता है RNA कौन कौन से होता है? अब वो तो RRNA हो गया. That is RRNA. Micro RNA. Micro RNA. Now, most widely used method for analyzing protein mixtures quantitatively, useful for monitoring protein purification as separation of protein is based on size of particle. Can also be used for determining relative molecular mass of protein. These are very important points for SDS page. For SDS page, see, used for determining relative molecular mass of a protein. Were we able to do that in gel electrophoresis? No. SDS is an anionic detergent. The sample is for important point. What was the first step in gel electrophoresis? That we had to tape that chamber. We usually tape that chamber, but before that, here is what is the first step here? The sample. What are the samples here? What sample we are using? Okay. Yes, proteins. The sample is first boiled for 5 minutes in buffer containing beta-mercaptoethanol and SDS. So what is the first step in SDS page? Boiling of sample in buffer containing what? Beta मरकेप्टो का मतलब क्या होता है? कोई नहीं बोलेगा. What is the meaning of mercapto? Mercury? No one will speak. What is the meaning of mercapto? What is the meaning of mercapto? Question is open to everyone. What is the meaning of mercapto? Yes. Yes. Sulfur or sulfur containing group. ठीक है? And SDS. Why sulfur containing group is important? Because proteins have a very important bond, the disulfide bonds. We have to break that. We have to break those disulfide bonds. To break those disulfide bonds, we are boiling with beta-mercaptoethanol and SDS. SDS serves a different purpose, I'll tell you. So what is the function of beta-mercaptoethanol? To break the disulfide bonds in protein. Mercaptoethanol will break the disulfide bridges. SDS binds strongly and denatures the protein. So what is the function of SDS? What is the function of SDS? It denatures the protein and strongly attaches to the polypeptide chain. Mind you, SDS is negatively charged. SDS is negatively charged. Now, why it is important, I'll tell you. Each protein is fully denatured and opened into rod shape with series of negatively charged SDS molecule on polypeptide chains. See, before boiling, the protein was looking like this. And after boiling with SDS, it is fully negatively charged and open in a primary structure. Where you have written all those properties. So what are the factors affecting the mobility? Please. That much break was enough. So what are the factors affecting the mobility? Number one was net charge and size. Now, try to remember only these two things right now. Let us assume we are having a DNA molecule and an RNA molecule, and we want to separate on gel electrophoresis. Okay, DNA is negatively charged. Okay, DNA has phosphate group in each nucleotide. It has a phosphate group, so we can safely say it has charge evenly distributed. The negative charge is evenly distributed because in each nucleotide there is -3 due to phosphate. Let us assume. Let us take your DNA, my DNA, or any living creature's DNA. It is generally in eukaryotes double helix. How it is? Double helix. So shape is also a constant. Are you trying to get my point? So the two factors, charge and shape of the molecule, are almost identical while separating DNA and RNA or different DNA samples. So these two things cancels out. The mobility, relative mobility, will depend on other factors. But can we say that in case of proteins? No. Why? Because the primary structure is a linear structure. Secondary structure is a bit coiled. Tertiary structure is, and a quaternary structure is even more coiled. Let us assume that a primary structure is like this. Okay, just consider the size. But when it rolls up to the quaternary structure, it becomes like this after coiling. So, shape of the molecule comes into play. Shape of the molecule comes into play, which was not the case with DNA and RNA. See, it is all linear structure here. Okay, it is all linear structure after boiling with SDS. Point number 2. What do you observe? That it is negatively charged. It is negatively charged. Now, why this is also important? Proteins can be positively charged, proteins can be negatively charged, and proteins can be neutral also. So the inherent charge on proteins can affect the mobility. So what we do, that we cancel that factor also. We put or just rain electrons on that it is thoroughly negatively charged now. Thoroughly. So what happens? That each and every separating entity will have an comparable or even charge to mass ratio now, and a comparable shape. That is why SDS is required. Okay. In case of DNA and RNA, the shape is also similar for most of the cases. Charge is also almost similar. So we do not encounter much problems there. But in case of proteins, there is a vivid structure there. And there are a number of charged particles and neutral particles affecting the movement. So what we do, we boil them with beta-mercaptoethanol to break the bonds and form this linear structure or primary structure. And secondly, what does SDS do? Sodium dodecyl sulfate, that it loads it with negative charge, so that all the charge present on the protein is cancelled, and now all the sample is negatively charged. So we have a level playing field. That now whatever the separation is taking place on even terms for each and every constituent. Okay, so this is the basic difference between nucleic acids, which are DNA and RNA, and proteins. Understood? Now what is the practical application of SDS pages? This is the apparatus. खींच लो photo. Electrophoresis is also classified as horizontal and vertical. Horizontal was one we have seen like gel electrophoresis. The apparatus for gel electrophoresis was horizontal one, and this one is vertical electrophoresis. So vertical electrophoresis example is SDS page. If it has a broad spread out structure, the electric field cannot, if we even apply the electric field, there will be not much mobility. But if it is a small size, even a small amount of electric field will accelerate it. So that will give a false result. And false results, as we have seen in those clinical graphs, can lead to wrong reports. If the patient is normal and you say, "Arey bhai, aapke to ab gine chune din reh gaye," it will give false peaks. If we do not maintain and charge and shape uniformly for proteins, in nucleic acid it is not a big issue because DNA has a uniform shape throughout and it has a uniform charge also because each nucleotide has -3 due to phosphate group present. Okay, but for proteins it is not the case. Different proteins have different shapes, and those many different shapes can have different sizes. That will affect its mobility. This is the practical apparatus of vertical electrophoresis or SDS page. The other name is vertical electrophoresis. Like this. This one is a loaded one. See the comb here in the casting wells. We cast it upside down. So apart from electric field, gravity also plays a role. It pulls down. The separating gel is written here. It is also other name for support media, or the separating gel is also known as supporting media. This concept of SDS page, this you had to memorize. How gel electrophoresis is different from SDS page. Okay. Stacking gel. Ordering, arranging and concentration of macromolecule force before entering the field of separation. 4% acrylamide. Running gel. The actual zone of separation of particle molecule based on their mobility. See how sample is loaded. These are the wells created on the gel. These are the wells created on the gel, and here we are loading the sample. And this is the result of polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Okay. Step by step guide. Membrane fragments are boiled with. Membrane fragments are first boiled with SDS and beta mercaptoethanol. What is the function of beta mercaptoethanol? To break the disulfide bonds. And what is the function of SDS? Addition of negative charges throughout. Second, after it is boiled with SDS, we fill it in the casting chambers. Earlier the casting chambers or the casting well was in a horizontal position there in gel electrophoresis. But in SDS page it is in vertical stacking like this. Then this one is the cathode and this one is the anode. See what a beautiful shape it has come. And after the complete procedure, this thing occurs. Spectrin, N-chirin, anion exchange proteins, actin and GPD, glucose phosphate dehydrogenase. It's an enzyme. Okay. See, it has such a small band here at number 6. So it has traveled the farthest distance. Same principle. Lesser the weight, the more distance it will travel. Application, clinical application of all these tamjam we are reading for the past 1.5 hours. No, it is still not over, it is still left. Application, research tool, measuring molecular weight, peptide mapping, protein identification. Why protein identifications are important? Why protein identifications are important? No, protein identifications are important. Let us say if there is a defective gene or mutation or inborn error of metabolism. What would be the end product? It will encode a defective enzyme, a defective protein. So we can analyze on that. Blotting, this is the most important. Blotting, name the types of blotting we have. कितने types की blotting पड़ी है? Name them. Southern blotting, northern blotting, western blotting. Which is the fourth one? अभी 3 ही याद रखो बस. अच्छा, एप्लीकेशन. Smaller fragments of DNA. SDS page is not limited to just proteins. Even DNA can also be separated. So in other words, SDS page is a modified version of gel electrophoresis which is employed for proteins. Okay?
So these are the applications of SDS page.
SDS page as well as gel electrophoresis also. See, staining. I have told you the staining. What are the stains used? Fluorescent stains, ethidium bromide. Which one? Ethidium bromide for nucleic acids. Silver stain for protein gel, sensitive 50 times. Dye base is Kumasi blue. Protein band. And tracking dyes are BPG. आगे क्या लिखा है? Xylene क्या है? Cyanol, xylene, xanol. This one is enough. Ethidium bromide. This is more than enough. Actually, we used to teach some master students also and some research scholars also, na? So that is PPT is continuing still. These are the results of SDS page, okay? Visualized. While this one is for gel electrophoresis, these one are for SDS. Isoelectric focusing. So far we have completed paper electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis, page and SDS page. Lion's share of the thing is included in this only. Okay. 90% Viva and other things will comprise of these things only, but you have to see these things also. Isoelectric focusing. Now remember initially what I told you, that each protein or each amino acid has a isoelectric point. Has a isoelectric point. What is the isoelectric point? Where they have no net charge. Okay, no net charge. So how can we use that? Using gel electrophoresis. How can we exploit this thing? Suppose I have to separate pre-albumin from gamma globulin. Let us suppose pre-albumin from gamma globulin. A hypothetical example. How we will do that? I'll tell you that pre-albumin has an isoelectric point at 5 and gamma globulin has at 8. What we will do? We will maintain the pH of the support media at either 5 or either at 8. Why? Because at either of these pH, one of them will become electrically neutral. Let us suppose at pH 8, gamma globulins will have a net charge of 0. When you have 0 net charge, you will experience no net force under a electric field, while pre-albumin will still be having a charge on it. So it will move in the electric field, and hence separation will take place. In casting wells, we will have one protein left, or one nucleic acid group will be left, while the other one will separate out. So this forms the basis of isoelectric focusing. This forms the basis of isoelectric focusing. We focus on one isoelectric point. Understood? Able to separate the protein which differ in isoelectric point by as little as 0.01 pH unit. Applications. Please write down the application of isoelectric focusing. Highly sensitive for studying micro-heterogeneity of proteins. Highly sensitive for micro-heterogeneity of proteins. Now, what is micro-heterogeneity? Your antibodies, these are also immunoglobulins, these are also proteins. So, to study these, like we are brothers, okay, and we want to require an organ transport or an organ donation. So in that case, the micro heterogeneity is also studied if time permits that how compatible the donation would be. Okay, useful for separating isoenzymes. What are isoenzymes? What are isoenzymes? Pulak sir must have taken the class. What are isoenzymes? Right? What are isoenzymes? Example, you must have read the examples. LDH. LDH has how many isoenzymes? Research in enzymology, immunology, forensic food and agriculture industry. Immunoelectrophoresis. Immunoelectrophoresis refers to precipitation in agar under an electric field. It is a process of combination of immunodiffusion electrophoresis. An antigen mixture is क्या हुआ? क्या? समझ में आ रहा है? आ रहा है ना? जितना डिले करोगे उतना होगा. Because I am also trying to just wrap it now quickly, because the most of the important part is completed. An antigen mixture is first separated into component parts by electrophoresis and then tested by double immunodiffusion. Okay? See, this one is important. The soluble antigen, and it is a zone of equivalence or visible precipitate. This is how a result comes in immunoelectrophoresis. Actually, it's a main important topic for masters and research purposes. What are those things? Last topic, I think. Capillary electrophoresis. This one is important. You can write it down. Technique first described by Jocson and Lucas, 1980s. As the name suggests, the separation is carried in a narrow bore capillary. 50, how much it is? 50 micrometer. What is the size of RBC? What is the size of RBC? 7 micro. And what is the size of capillary which are present in human bodies? 8 to कितनी होती है? Yes, they are smaller or just exactly comparable to. So we can say 7 micrometer. Deoxygenated RBC has a larger size or an oxygenated one? This is the most favorite question asked in hematology. And what is the movement of RBC called in a capillary? What is the movement of RBC called in a capillary? how it stacks and moves like a Rowlex movement. ROULAX, Rowlex movement. Okay. Components. This one is the electrolyte buffer and this one is the capillary tube and a detector to detect whether the process is completed or not. This one again is the electrolyte buffer here and the data is acquisition here somewhere. Sample application is done either or by one of the method, high voltage injection or pressure injection. Now I have told you that voltages are also sensitive in case of electrophoresis, but here we are deliberately using high voltages, okay, in capillary electrophoresis. High voltage injection. The buffer reservoir is replaced by the sample reservoir. The high voltage is applied, buffer reservoir is placed again and voltage applied for separation. So we are employing a high voltage by separating the buffer. Anodic end of in pressure injection. Anodic end of capillary is removed from the buffer and placed in an airtight sample sole with pressure sample is pushed into the capillary. So there we are employing a very high electric field. Here we are employing pressure, high pressure. Kept back in the buffer sample and voltage is applied. The main component of today's lecture was paper electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis, SDS page and page. These are just additional things I am trying to give you. This is the most important one, the detection graph. Like in that gel electrophoresis, you have seen those clinical graphs now. In capillary electrophoresis, the graph comes like this one. See what sharp, distinct peaks are observable, hai na? Distinct and sharp. So, what we can deduce from this, that the resolution of this one is, the resolution of capillary electrophoresis is better. Okay. So if anybody asks what is the one practical use of capillary electrophoresis, it is a better resolution than all the previously mentioned methods. Clinical applications include multiple myeloma testing. Important, please write it down. These are the clinical application of capillary electrophoresis. For capillary electrophoresis, multiple myeloma testing, hemoglobinopathy screening. Name a few hemoglobinopathies. Sir must have completed. Hemoglobinopathies. अरे ठीक है, बायोकेमिस्ट्री नहीं पढ़ रहे, नेट फिजियो तो पढ़ रहे होगे ना, उसी का उसका भी जवाब नहीं दे रहे यार. थैलेसीमिया, अल्फा थैलेसीमिया, बीटा थैलेसीमिया पढ़ा? This must have been completed in hematology. Which region of India has most prevalent cases for thalassemia? This eastern belt. Okay, this eastern belt has a quite prevalent cases of thalassemia. One more thing is more prevalent here, and I was surprised to see that. That is lactose intolerance. People used to prefer tea without milk. अब हमको तो किक ही नहीं मिलती तब तक जब तक चाय में दूध न डला हो. This ends with your lecture.